Hello and welcome back to another part of collecting all the minifigures from LEGO Batman, the video game. Guys, we're going to be replacing a couple figures today, as well as throwing in a good couple amount of extra toggle characters as well, so let's get right into it. Okay guys, so the first figure we're actually going to be modifying, more or less actually replacing, is this guy. And so this is one of the sticker decal figures. Of course you can already just see that it is just ever so slightly inaccurate. So finally found one of the Zookeeper. Well, excuse me, his name in the game is actually a Zoo Sweeper. And right off the bat, this figure already looks 100% better. And that's just because having an actual printed figure just looks so much better. The cool thing is his hat is actually white and was painted, I believe, sand green or whatnot. This figure is very cool just to have in the collection. And to my knowledge, from looking at the figure right now and how it kind of like shines and shimmers in the light, and you can kind of see it on the actual like UV printed figures, that the paint kind of sticks out a little bit more. Right now, what I'm seeing is this is a pad printed figure. I don't think I'm going to be changing to pad printed just because I have a lot of the figures and I don't see a reason to change them. But it is really cool when you get a pad printed figure. And the last figure we're going to be modifying, or again, we're going to be replacing this figure actually, is, I think this was called the Fishmonger, and you know, again, this was one of the sticker decal figures. One of the big reasons I wanted to replace this figure because it had no leg printing, and let's just show you the other figure. And this is the actual custom Fishmonger figure, and he looks so solid. Let's rip him out of the package, guys. So this figure, right off the bat, this one is a UV printed figure comparatively to the other guy being pad printed, and I think you can kind of see it a little bit. I hope you can see it, just that it's ever so slightly raised. I think just right off the bat, just looking at this guy comparatively to what I had, I don't like, here, let me throw in the other one. Like personally, my figure was pretty close. So I was trying to go for as accurate as possible. Again, the thing that made this figure so inaccurate was his legs. And I guess, you know, a lot of, you know, his face printing in his hat. But for the most part, like, I got pretty close. So if you guys are working on a budget and you need to get just a quick figure, you can make some of these figures up with the sticker decals and get something that is very close to accurate. But of course, we do just need to look at this guy himself, and I mean, I believe his hat is like custom painted. There's no back printing or anything, which is fine. He doesn't need any. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I think his hat actually might be glued to his head. I don't know why. I think that just might be because he's a custom figure, but at least I tried pulling it off and it doesn't feel like it wants to come off, so I'm not gonna try. But yeah, this figure legitimately just needs to be in a display case, so I'm not gonna be posing it or doing anything crazy, so. And the first extra toggle character we got is Hugo Strange. Now this figure is UV printed, and this one is from the DS port of the LEGO Batman video game. I just wanted him just because I thought it was a cool figure just to have in LEGO. I don't see a lot of Hugo Stranges in LEGO. The DS port of the video game was just, it was such a part of my childhood. I had to add some of these figures in, and I think his printing looks really clean. I have nothing to complain about. I'm so happy to have him part of the collection. Okay, this is the next extra toggle character we got, and it is technically classic Batman, so let's open him up and talk about him. So this figure is again from the DS port of the video game, and right off the bat, this is actually one of the more modern figures. I forget, he came out in like one of the Batcave sets and like a bunch of other sets. Like, this is a pretty common figure. The thing that I guess makes this figure inaccurate is his cowl piece. His cowl piece needs to be the Type 1 cowl piece, or the original one. Well, and I guess his face underneath the cowl technically needs to be the original face, but For right now, I don't see a reason to change that, just because I at least just wanted to have some of the characters from the DS port, and if I can effectively cheat to get some of them, I guess I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but that's just what I'm gonna be doing. And I mean, you can even see right now, like, he actually has like one of the soft cloth capes comparatively to one of the original Bat capes. But for right now, this is the figure, and he's gonna be in the collection. Alright guys, so the next extra toggle character is gonna be Robin. And this is one of the change suits, so let's open him up. So right off the bat, this is just, you know, one of the Robins that came out. I don't even know in what set. It might have been one of the kids sets, just because he has one of these tiny capes. But yeah, let's modify this figure to make him look a little bit more accurate. Okay, so if you couldn't tell by now, we are making the tech suit for Robin. I know we made one for Nightwing, but we still gotta make the Robin one, so let's do it. And of course, we got the same arms and same legs that we had on Nightwing. And I believe we made the backpack before, so let's modify it and add it to the figure. So this is the tech suit all modified up, and I'm gonna show you just his back. He's kind of hard to keep up stable if he's not on studs. But yeah, it's pretty similar to the other backpack. Again, I love how the backpack builds are somewhat able to be made in real Legos. So yeah, so let's throw this guy in the collection. And the last figure we gotta look at is the Glide Suit Batman. Okay, and this is Glide Suit Batman, and right off the bat, he doesn't have the original cowl piece, but everything else on this guy is actually original. Again, I still think this figure is really awesome, and it just looks like Batman in Lego form, and I think that's the coolest thing to me. And this Lego figure itself will stand the test of time comparatively to the other Lego Batman figures. Here is his little wingsuit backpack build, and again, we kind of talked about it. I had to modify some Lego pieces and move them, glue some things together, and made the backpack piece. The gun piece that's actually held on the backpack with the little clip is actually supposed to be purple. Maybe eventually I will paint the backpack purple, but for right now, it's an accurate build, but not accurate color. And here is the figure, and for the most part, like, the wings closed, like, I think this looks pretty good. Like, there's nothing to complain about here. I mean, other than the cowl piece. But other than that, like, this is the Glide Suit Batman. Like, it's so cool to have. So let's put in the Zoo Sweeper right here. Bada bing, bada boom. And the Fishmonger right here, if I can put him in properly. And the Fishmonger right there, guys. Oh yes. I am loving how this is coming out, guys. Let's throw the Tech Suit Robin in there, as well as Glide Suit Batman right next to him. I hope you guys can see what I'm trying to do as far as like displaying these guys. Eventually, once they're fully all put in there, I'll try and display them maybe just a little bit more perfectly. But for right now, this is what we got. So let's throw Hugo Strange right next to Tim Drake. And putting in the classic suit Batman right there to start the display. And don't worry guys, I'm going to be kind of fixing and swapping and kind of switching around all the figures just to kind of, I guess, organize them a little bit better. But for right now, this is what it looks like. Guys, what did you think of this video in the comments down below? And remember, if there are any websites you know about that sell Lego Batman, the video game figures, the main figures I'm looking at this point are Killer Moth and Classic Catwoman. Those are the big figures that I need right now. Of course, leave a like on this video and hit the subscribe button, because the subscribe button's gonna be waiting for everyone. Deuces, y'all.